Welcome back to Psychopath Marketing. My name is Brandon. I am the resident psychopath, and we are going to add the menu to the header. I'm already in the header template, so head on over there and click on Edit and follow along. You'll see in the structure, I've got the main div containing all of these elements. The columns, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's the elements within them. I'm going to go ahead and skip that information and we're going to add another. While this is selected, I'm going to add another div within that. You could see that it adds right here. Now you could tell I'm not really wanting it in there. I don't need it in there. So what you can do is you can drag it out of that div. It's not cooperating, but there it is. You can see it's no longer within that div. It popped out. And what we can do is we can change this to 100%. And there's a reason for this, as you're going to see in a few minutes. And we're not going to add any padding or anything, but 100% is what I like. We're going to center align that because I am very anal about that. And we're going to add within this div WordPress menu. And the default menu that you got there is going to pop up. You see, it's just whatever it is. Now, one thing about this menu is the text is already going to be not the right size. And, I want it to be the right size. So we're going to change that to 20, match everything else. The background of this menu, I already said in the last video that we're going to have it to be the yellow. So I'm going to go to that and change it. Oh, that's not what I'm doing, is it? Nope. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to change the background of the menu to the yellow color. Now you can see it doesn't fill up this entire area. That's a problem. So what we can do is we can actually click on this div over here, and we could change the background of that. And you see we got an entire menu line here. You'd also notice that it's centered. Now that's not automatic. That's something that I took care of in the div itself. You go to primary, you hit center, and it puts it there. Otherwise it's right there. Now if you were to not have this div here and you were to try to center it, this menu will fight you to the death. All right, it will not work. And there's sometimes I've been burnt out on creating a website trying to figure out why the hell will this not center, because I don't like it over there. It looks a little sloppy. I want it straight down the middle. And then I figured, oh yeah, I got to have the div, got to have it set to 100%, so it's taking up the entire area. And the menu, just don't set anything for the width. You can see it's not set up, because if you do that, it's going to take up that entire width and it's going to align to the left, and it'll annoy the hell out of you. You're just going to have to take my word for that. So click on menu, go to text. We're going to change the color of the actual text itself, and it's going to match the blue. Now there's the font weight. I usually put on full blast so it's easy to see, and that's just how it's going to look. Now this is kind of ugly with the white when you hover over it. So what we can do is make sure you're in primary and you go to hover and active, and you see the hover background color is set to white automatically. We don't need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the hover background color to turn blue, and then when you hover over it, there you got it matching the blue there. But you can see that the text vanishes. So we also want to change the hover text color, and that's going to be yellow. So when you hover over it now, bam, it sticks out. Now you'll notice when you drop down, this doesn't change to anything. So you don't, I mean, how do they really know what they're clicking on? You know what I mean? So we can actually change that as well. First, before I do anything, let me change the active color to match the settings for the hover color. That way when you're on a page, it will be this color. So let's go ahead and do that. Active color is going to be the same as the background hover. So it's going to be blue, and the active, that was the text color, sorry. The active text color is going to be yellow. The active background color will be blue. And so when you're on that actual page, it'll be, you'll see. Actually, let's go ahead and see now. So hit save, go to the front end, refresh, and what do we got here? Oh, look at that. We've got a unwanted mobile menu, but you can see that this is pretty much set up how we want it, except for the hover. I guess that's set up like that because of the screen settings. So let me play with this and see what I can do about it. Okay, because my my recording is set up in HD for YouTube specifications, it automatically made it feel like it was apparently not enough to fit on the page to have the menu, which is ridiculous because you can see it's right there. So I actually set the mobile menu not to show up for now. So this is what we got when you hit refresh, if you're on a normal screen size. And you can see it doesn't do anything when you scroll over it, and that's going to be a problem for me. So we're going to go ahead and change that as well. Now, if we go to the drop downs, and you can select the background color. Now we want it to just sort of, go from one color to another and just be sort of fluid. So we're going to change the background. We're going to change the background hover color to yellow, and we're going to see what this does right here. Bam. Okay, so you can see that the text is also not showing up, but that is the link hover color. So we're going to change that to blue, and that should resolve that issue. Okay, and you see what we got. We're going from blue to yellow to blue to yellow, and we're changing the text so that it sort of, you can see it how you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to the mobile settings. Now it's automatically going to be that way in the front. First off, let me go ahead and refresh and show you what this menu looks like before we move on. Hit refresh and scroll over. Bam, look at that. Now we can also put some borders around this div right here, not the menu, otherwise it'll limit it to like right here and right here. But we could put borders above the top and the bottom and sort of separate this out even a little bit further. But for now, we're going to leave that as is, and we're going to change the mobile responsive menu. You can see I set this to never because of my screen resolution for recording, but it should be on page container 1120 pixels and below. That's standard. That's default. It should already be like that. But when you got a smaller screen and it's set to that, any device that comes to the site is going to automatically see the mobile menu, which is this right here. Now you can see that by default it sort of automatically is certain colors. We're going to change this background to be a different color. So let's go to menu styles, background color. We're going to change that to yellow, and we're going to change the link text color to the blue, and we're going to hit save, go back to the front end, click on menu, and you'll see that it's yellow with blue links. Now these links aren't doing anything when you go over them, and that could be a problem because you don't know what you're clicking on. So we're going to edit a little bit more. Link cover color, you can also change it so that it just modifies just a tad bit, or even the same color but just darker. And I'm going to go ahead and set that down to a little bit darker of a blue. Click on save, hit refresh. Make sure you refresh, otherwise you're not loading up the changes. When you click on that, you can see when you scroll over it, it turns into a darker blue, and that's that. So we have a menu. Now let's go ahead and add a border around the div. First, let me show you what it looked like if you just added the border to the menu itself. Go to advanced while the menu is selected. Scroll down to borders, and if you were to add a top border, and let's say it were black, let's change it to a width of 5 just to stand out, and change it to solid. You can see what it does here. Let's save it and go to the front end, hit refresh, and you can see it added that to the top of the menu. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get rid of this entire thing we just did. We're not going to have a border set for the menu. We're going to go and click on the div containing the menu, go to advanced, go to borders, and we're going to edit the top. I'm going to add black, put it to a width of 5, make it solid. Now we got a border up there, and just so we don't have to keep refreshing, I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. Color, black, width 5, solid. So when I save it and hit refresh, we're going to have a border across this entire area, separating the header from the menu from the body area. So that's how you do the menu. And remember what I said. If you're just testing, there's no need for the extra stuff going on. You can see right here, if you shrink your browser and then do this, you'll notice that the site is responsive. It'll show you what it looks like on a mobile device. So if you have a normal menu size and you want to test it out and see what it looks like as mobile, just resize your browser and you'll see what it looks like to a mobile phone or a tablet. And you can see this is what it looks like. So that's going to be the end of this video, and we'll be back doing some more content. I'll probably add a footer in the next video. Make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell button, and hit like for me and leave a comment. Let me know how you found me, and I'll see you next time.